Good morning, children. Sairam. Let us continue with the lesson, that is, first chapter, My Lost Dollar. We have finished there about half part of the lesson. Now, let us complete it. So, without wasting time, let's start. So, the narrator goes there to receive his friend, and he feels that his friend will feel very good that he has come to receive him. Then, at the back of his mind, dollar was already there. He thought that his friend will give him back, but then he's trying ways. Now see what he does. What he says, let's take a taxi up to the club. He tries other ways. He says that let us have the taxi, so that at least by the name of taxi he will remember that he has to give back the dollar. But then his friend says, no, let's walk. So here he is trying to add humor to it. We spent the evening together talking about Bermuda. I was thinking of the dollar, but of course I didn't refer to it. One simply cannot. Now, the whole evening, these two friends were talking about Bermuda. His friend was telling how he has spent those days, those weeks in Bermuda. He was listening to everything. But then he was thinking of the dollar. But he couldn't tell him bluntly, or he did not ask for it. Why? Why was the writer unable to ask about the dollar? Because he was his friend. How can he directly ask? And it was also $1. $1. He was feeling bad that his friend is not giving it back. But then he couldn't ask directly. I asked him what currency is used in Bermuda and whether the American dollar goes at par. I put a slight emphasis on the American dollar, but found again that could not bring myself to make any reference to it. What does he say? Here he is trying another way of making his friend realize that he has to pay back the dollar. So he is asking, what is the currency? Currency is the unit of money. So what is the currency in Bermuda? And whether the American dollar goes at par, that means has the same value. Then he put a slight emphasis on the American dollar. He stressed on the American dollar. Why? Because he wants his friend to remember about the dollar. But then he could not could not directly refer to it. He could not say directly to his friend that you owe me $1. It took me some time. I see Todd practically every day at my club to realize that he had completely forgotten the dollar. I asked him one day what his trip cost him, and he said that he kept no accounts. A little later, I asked him if he felt settled down after his trip, and he said that he had practically forgotten about it. So I knew it was all over. Now every day, the narrator practically every day they used to meet at the club. But it took him some time to realize that he will not get his dollar back. How? One day he asked his friend about the trip to Bermuda. What was the expense and all? He says that he does not keep any accounts. That means he does not keep any record of his expenditure. And then when he asked him, he says that he has actually forgotten about the trip. Then he realizes that he will not get his money back, dollar back. In all this, I bear Todd no grudge. I have simply added him to the list of men who owe me $1 and who have forgotten it. There are quite a few of them now. I make no difference in my demeanor to them, but I only wish that I could forget. Now, what he says? I bear Todd no grudge. Grudge means there is a feeling of resentment, that is ill feeling. I bear no grudge means I have no ill feeling towards my friend Todd. So what he has done? He has just added his name to the list of men who owes him $1. That means who has taken money from him and already forgotten about it. And he also says that there are quite a few of them now. That means there are many people who have already borrowed money from him. He says, I make no difference in my demeanor. Demeanor means behavior. That means he doesn't behave badly with them. But he only wish that he could forget. Because he is not able to forget that his friends have taken money from him and not return it back. Why do you think the writer wishes to forget about it? Because the writer could not help it. He has tried many ways, but he could not make the person realize that he has to repay back the $1. See another instance. I meet Todd very frequently. Only 2 nights ago, I met him out at dinner and he was talking apparently without self-consciousness about Poland. He said that Poland would never pay her debts. You would think a thing like that would have reminded him, wouldn't you? But it didn't seem so. So he was talking about Poland not paying debts, not repaying back the money. But you would think that he will think about his $1? No. So that means he has already forgotten about it. But in the meantime, a rather painful thought, has begun to come into my mind at intervals. It is this: if Todd owes $1 and has forgotten it, it is possible that there must be men to whom I owe $1 which I have forgotten. There may be a list of them. The more I think of it, the less I like it. Because I am quite sure that if I had once forgotten $1, I should never pay it on this side of the grave. With his wounded feelings, the narrator begins a period of introspection. He starts thinking. He feels if forgetting loans is so human, he himself could have taken such loans and not repaid it. This realization unsettles him. The feeling of moral guilt haunts the narrator. If there are such men, I want them to speak out. Not all at once, but in reasonable numbers. And as far as may be in alphabetical order. I will immediately write their names down on paper. I don't count here men who may have lent me an odd dollar over a bridge table. And I am not thinking. Indeed, I am taking care not to think of the man who lent me 30 cents to pay for a bottle of plain soda in the Detroit Athletic Club last month. I always find that there's nothing like plain soda after a tiring ride across the Canadian frontier. And that man who advanced that 30 cents knows exactly why I felt that I had done enough for him. But if any man ever lent me a dollar to pay for a taxi when I was starting for Bermuda, I want to pay it. Now, what does he say? He wants his creditors to speak up and claim for the refunds. And then he makes an account. Okay, and he thinks whom he has to pay. He wants to write the names in the paper. But he doesn't want to count those men who have lent or given money on a bridge table, because they are not giving the money for taking it back. He has not asked for it. They have given him. Or he is not thinking about the person who has given money for buying soda. Okay, so he is not thinking about them. But if a man has lent him a dollar for a taxi when he was starting for Bermuda, he wants to pay it. That means he is thinking about his friend, because he has lent him the money. That means on condition that he will give it back. More than that, I want to start a general movement, a back to honesty movement, for paying all these odd dollars that are borrowed in moments of expansion. Let us remember that the greatest nations were built up on the rock basis of absolute honesty. The narrator is so disturbed about the discontent of loan defaults that he wants to start a back to honesty campaign. He is convinced that honesty should be the base of all nations aspiring to greatness. In conclusion, may I say that I do particularly ask that no reader of this story will be careless enough to leave this copy round where it might be seen by Major Todd of the University Club of Montreal. While concluding, the narrator wants his forgetful friend Todd not to know of the torment the non-payment has caused to him. Comically, he wants the readers not to bring copies of this story to the University Club, Montreal, frequented by Major Todd. I hope you have understood the story. We have some value points, that is summary of the story. Go through the value points. It will help you to answer the questions after the video. We have some RTC questions. One sentence is taken from the lesson and some questions are asked. Let us find the answers. I can realize whenever I meet him that he has forgotten that he owes me $1. Who does him refer to here? Here, him refers to Todd, or him refers to Todd here. What makes the narrator realize that he has forgotten that he owes the narrator $1? Todd never mentions it, and he is as friendly, as warm and friendly as he always was. This makes him realize that he has forgotten that he owes the narrator $1. When had he borrowed it and why? Todd had borrowed it when he was about to board a taxi on his way to Bermuda. It was on the 8th of April. How does the narrator feel about him? The narrator does not hate him, but wishes he would remember to pay him back. With this, we come to an end of this video. Children, after this video, there is a link. You have to click the link and submit your answers. Thank you. Have a nice day.